The opening sequence of The Shining 1980, Stanley Kubrick's iconic adaptation of Stephen King's novel, is a deceptively simple cinematic tableau. Jack Torrance drives his Volkswagen Beetle up the sinuous Sidewinder Road to the Overlook Hotel. Yet this seemingly straightforward journey is set against a haunting arrangement of Dies Irae by Wendy Carlos, a composer whose transgender identity adds layers of duality and transformation to the film's themes. In a mere 3 minutes, Kubrick introduces us to a multi-layered allegory, a descent into wilderness, a confrontation with human duality, and ultimately, an encounter with the ineffable mystery of God. Dies Irae, the soundtrack of doom and divinity. Let us begin with Dies Irae, Latin for Day of Wrath, a medieval chant originating in the Catholic liturgy for the dead. Its unmistakable 4-note motif has long been a sonic shorthand for mortality and divine judgment. That Kubrick selects this melody to underscore Jack's drive is no accident. It foreshadows Jack's inexorable unraveling and the apocalyptic events awaiting at the Overlook Hotel. Wendy Carlos's synthesizer arrangement transforms this chant of doom into something eerily modern, a fusion of the eternal and the ephemeral, much like the duality of human experience itself. Now consider Wendy Carlos. As a transgender pioneer in electronic music, her own life embodies a journey of transformation, a transcendence of binaries, and an embrace of the in-between. This personal narrative resonates deeply with the film's exploration of fractured identities, Jack as both father and predator, the Overlook as both sanctuary and hell, and the Colorado wilderness as both untamed chaos and pristine divine creation. By layering Carlos's arrangement of Dies Irae over Jack's ascent, Kubrick implies that the road to the Overlook is not merely a physical journey, but a spiritual one. It is both an ascent toward a higher state of being and a descent into madness, a reflection of humanity's oscillation between creation and destruction, light and dark, good and evil. In short, the soundtrack preaches the dual nature of existence with the solemnity of a Gregorian monk on Moog synthesizer. Sidewinder Road, the wilderness as revelation. The Sidewinder Road is a quintessentially American cinematic image, evoking the mythos of the frontier. Yet, unlike the optimistic roads of Kerouac or Steinbeck, Kubrick's road twists menacingly through an indifferent wilderness, its switchbacks as serpentine as the human psyche. This is not manifest destiny, this is manifest doubt. The wilderness, traditionally a space of spiritual confrontation in literature from Thoreau to the Bible, becomes here a harbinger of doom. But Jack's journey is also a paradoxical pilgrimage. The wilderness, in its raw indifference, strips away pretense and civilization, exposing humanity's essential nature. Is Jack driving toward damnation or enlightenment? Both, perhaps. In the tradition of the Desert Fathers who retreated into the wilderness to confront God and themselves, Jack is heading toward a similar revelation. Granted, his epiphany involves axes and ghost bartenders rather than serene contemplation, but the principle holds. Jack, God, and the hotel at the end of the road. And what of the destination? The Overlook Hotel looms at the end of the Sidewinder Road like a modern Sinai or a pagan temple, simultaneously inviting and forbidding. Within its walls, Jack will confront a divine mystery of sorts, though Kubrick's divine is a far cry from the benevolent creator of Sunday School. God, in The Shining, is ambiguous, present in the hotel's inexplicable powers, the eternal cycle of violence, and the cryptic corrections Jack believes he must enact. Herein lies the brilliance of Kubrick's vision. The Overlook does not offer a clear depiction of good or evil, but a glimpse into the paradoxical nature of divinity. Jack's journey is both a rebellion against the divine order, he refuses to conform to societal roles of fatherhood and duty, and a submission to it. He fulfills the hotel's violent will, becoming a part of its eternal recurrence. Like Jacob wrestling with the angel, Jack's encounter with the Overlook reveals the divine as a force that cannot be categorized into simple moral binaries. Conclusion. Transcendence on a synthesizer. The opening of The Shining is more than an ominous prelude, it is a symphony of dualities. The Sidewinder Road mirrors the twists of the human soul. Wendy Carlos's Dies Irae bridges the ancient and the modern, the eternal and the transient. And Jack Torrance, driving into the wilderness, embodies humanity's eternal struggle between aspiration and hubris, creation and destruction, light and shadow. Kubrick, like Carlos, refuses to give us a tidy resolution. The drive to the Overlook, with its haunting score and serpentine path, is a journey into the very heart of existence, a reminder that the divine mystery is not something to be solved but something to be experienced, much like the echoing refrain of Dies Irae itself. If nothing else, Jack's doomed pilgrimage reminds us to approach the wilderness with reverence, for we know not what lies at the end of the road.